Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I like to make my deer jerky. So this deer I shot at my dad's property, which is this video. So I got a good bit of meat off this deer and like 6 or 7 packs of jerky. So the way I like to do my jerkies is real simple. I like to use Dale's to reduce sodium, the Kinder's, the smokehouse salt and pepper. That's specifically the one I like to use, and just some Worcestershire sauce. And I'll mix it in a little Ziploc bag, and usually I let it sit overnight, and then first thing the next morning is when I like to put it on my dehydrator. But I'm going to show you guys how I like to do it. I don't really do certain measurements. I just do it by off the look of it. So if you do like this video, please subscribe to our channel, like it, and give this recipe a try, and even tinker with it to see if you can make it better. And if you do, leave a comment for me so that way I can try that too. So I'm gonna show you guys how I like to make this jerky real quick. Okay, so once you get your strips in a Ziploc bag, I use a half-gallon bag. So the first thing I like to do is grab my Dale's to reduce sodium, and I like to do a pretty good amount. I like to make it where it's like a good thick coat on it. If I need to add more later, I will. And then I'll get my Worcestershire sauce and add some to it. I really don't know how much I technically add. Then once you add your Worcestershire, like I was saying, I like to use the Kinder's, the smokehouse salt and pepper. And I like to use, for the first coat, a good bit. And mix it around, and I like to pick up the strips, separate them if they're sticking to each other, so that way that marinade can really penetrate the meat. Like once you get it to the desired seasonings that you like, have at it. I like a good season on mine, so I'll actually go back through and add more to it. Once you get it a nice good mixture, so right there is good, so I'm going to add a little bit more. Whip it around, and I like my strips where it's like that, where it's like good even coat of seasonings all over it. And then I'll put this in the fridge. Usually I like to do it all night, and then first thing in the morning I'll get up and put them straight on the dehydrator. Okay, so as I was saying, so once you get done seasoning your jerky, put it in the fridge. I usually let it marinate for about 2 hours if you're trying to just make jerky like quick. But usually I like to let mine sit overnight and really soak in all the seasonings and the marinade I just put on it. And as soon as I wake up first thing in the morning, make a cup of coffee, throw them on your dehydrator. Now, depending on your dehydrator, it might take a different amount of cooking time. So mine, I have a Presto dehydrator, and mine, I can cook my jerky in about 6 to 7 hours, depending on how thick my slices are, and that will really determine your the cook time. Pretty much, like the thicker, the longer it's going to be. The thinner, obviously, the less amount of time it'll take. So I like mine where I kind of like mine like where there's a little bit of crunch, but kind of like a little bit of chewy, kind of like a Jack Link's in a way. But as long as they're cooked all the way through, you're golden. So I actually have a set on right now that's been on since 1 o'clock today, and they still have another hour and a half to go. And whenever they get done, I'll pull them out and show you the consistency of how I like them. So another recipe you can even do is A1 sauce and that Kinder seasonings that I like, and I've messed with it and I like it, but I've recently just done this one, and it has like blown me away with how great it is. And I'm going to tinker a little bit more and try to make some that are like spicy or like a smoked jerky as well. But this is just one that's like quick, simple, and you can just knock people's socks off. And again, I like the reduced sodium. Dale's, mainly because the Kinder seasonings, to me, I feel like they have a lot of sodium in them. as it is. I don't want to overdo the sodium and make it super salty. But, thank you all for being here. Again, please subscribe to the channel and like and comment on anything. Okay, so this jerky has been going for about 6.5, 7 hours, and it's finally done. As you can see, it's dark out right now. But so the way I like mine, like I was saying, where it's like kind of like soft to the touch, just like you would get with like beef jerky, but it just easily peels right off. And I mean, oh, so good. But give this recipe a try. I'm just gonna bag this now and take it to some family after a while. And this is a really good recipe if you really like it. Super simple, but if you guys want to come hang out with us, actually, me, my wife, and my kids are actually going to the Venison Project by Sequel Under Doe Management on January 10th. We already got our tickets, and I'm going to be down there filming a little bit. If you live in the Georgia area and want to come down, I know we're new to the whole YouTube thing, but it'd be cool to meet you guys and even meet other creators, and we'll get collaborating later on because trout season's around, turkey season's coming up, and then getting ready for this coming year's deer season. So we'll see what we can all get into. I know Ryan, he is putting out feeders right now, trying to find some hogs, and I know he has a boar that he has, but not a lot of pigs. But hopefully he can, get you guys some pig videos and do some other cooking videos too. We're just trying to pump out. I know it's been crazy because of the holidays, but I hope everyone's deer season's been going great, and everyone's been able to stock up. One more goal is I'm gonna try to hunt like 1 or 2 more times because I know the season ends in 9 days, so I'm trying to knock down 2, and if I can, 3 more does, and then donating one of those does to the meat project. But again, thank you guys for being here. Again, subscribe, like, and comment, and thank you.